Hello Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video, and welcome to my Star Wars collection room tour for 2023. So this is the final time that I will be doing a tour of my collection in this particular room, because if you are a fan or regular viewer of the channel, you will know that I'm doing a series where I'm covering the build of my new collection room, which hopefully won't be too long in the making, maybe 8 to 10 weeks, something like that. But in the meantime, I'm still in this collection room. This is the room that I do all my YouTube videos in. It's where I keep all of my collections, where I do all my live streams. You often might see the barge in the background when I do live streams, but I thought I'd just give you a quick tour. I've got lots of modern and vintage Star Wars to go through in this collection room. I'm doing it now with the blind open, which is usually always closed. So I do apologise if you get some kind of like haziness coming through that natural light, and also any glare that we're getting off the star cases or any of the acrylic cases and things like that. But we're going to start over here in this corner here. So there is my childhood Millennium Falcon. Absolutely love that thing. That is the greatest toy ever made. We've got the vintage Snow Speeder, and then this is the first of one of my Detolf cabinets, and that is like my Bossk collection. So I'm a Bossk focused collector, and you can see all sorts of stuff in there, lots of different lines. And then we'll move down, and this is some of my modern figures. So there's like my clone shelf, all the different battalions of the clones. We've got all the new ones like Colt and Blitz and things like that. We've also got some of the Mandalorians from the Mandalorian show, Cosca Reeves, people like that. Moving down onto this shelf, and this is one of the reasons why I want to move out of this room, is because it's getting very cluttered now. Once again, another clone shelf. So these are more sort of phase 1 clones and your standard clones, couple from the Bad Batch, things like that. A few random droids at the front, which I couldn't fit anywhere else. And this is sort of like my Imperial Hoth shelf, if you like. So we've got some Imperials at the back, we've got the Bounty Hunters at the front. Yeah, so it's like mainly Empire Strikes Back really, and then obviously we've got a few of the Andor figures again at the front, which once again I struggle to fit in. This is like my Return of the Jedi shelf, kind of. We've got all of the Ewoks and the Endor characters at the front there. We've got the Emperor, Vader, Imperial Guards at the back. A few New Hope figures at the front there because they go with those pilots, and then they're all my pilots basically, and Rebel Fleet Troopers and things like that. And then on the bottom there, sorry about the light, we've got lots of random stuff going on down there. We've got Mandalorian figures, we've got Tusken Raiders, we've got Book of Boba Fett, we've got the Mandalorian Forge made by Ian Butler 3D in the background there. Now above all that, on this wall, we have my New Hope vintage collection figures. So they go all across there. So anything on a Star Wars card from the New Hope. And then we have the barge, which is often the centerpiece of many people's collections. Now, I don't have just Return of the Jedi figures on here. I have a random selection of aliens, mainly from the Cantina and from Jabba's Palace. But that's where they sort of go at the moment. But yeah, the barge is a great piece. So that's that. Now moving down, we have these shelves here. Now this is more of my Bossk collection, and again another reason why I need to move collection rooms, because it's kind of overflowing. You'll see we've got the vintage speeder bike and the patrol dewback behind all of those Bossk figures, because I just don't have anywhere to put them. But we've got the vintage Kenner Bossk mailer there in an acrylic case. I haven't had that one graded. And then we've got a few graded pieces here. We have the Fat Lips Bossk there, that's the PBP Spanish, and then we've got the POC Toxic Limbs, which is probably the grail item of my collection. And then that one there is just a normal Hong Kong, but it's graded 90. And then we've got a couple of other baggies there and a few loose Bosks. Onto the next shelf, we have some more graded items and some other items that are in acrylic. So we've got the Rancor Monster and the Scout Walker. Both of those are unplayed with. And then there's some modern figures graded here. We've got a prototype of VCO1 Dengar, which is pretty cool. Some of the first shot Power of the Force Bosks. We've got the Oratet Pink Bossk there. That is a vintage IG-88 graded 90, and that's a Han Solo graded 90 as well. Moving on down, we've got the vintage TIE Interceptor, and the one that's in that box is unplayed with. It hasn't even had the stickers put on or anything. And we've got the Emperor baggie there. We have the NFC 2022 Emperor's Throne Room once again. I would love to be able to put that somewhere other than the floor just at this moment in time, but you know, as I said, when I move collection rooms, I'll be able to put that in pride of place because that is a really rare piece. Now we have the 90 graded Cap 2, which also goes with that Cap 2. That's a graded unopened version. And then we've got some of my other mini rigs that are just in acrylic cases. Moving up here, we have just a bit of the cantina area, which I've set up there. Again, nowhere else to put it. We've got the popcorn holder, mouse droid from Galaxy's Edge, which is pretty cool. And we've got some custom Tonica sisters there. On the next shelf, we have the first 12 stand. All of that's original with original figures inside it. And on top, we have the Sice Noodles Rebo band. That's the box in acrylic case, and of course the figures are out. On top of my second Detolf cabinet, I have the skiff set up with all of the figures. We just need Velk and Tazeri just to finish that off. A few other random figures. We've got the speeder bike there. There's a few graded TVC. And there's that custom Anakin that I made with the instructions of Tyler from the SWTVC group. So thank you so much for that, buddy. That was awesome. And then in my second Detolf cabinet, we have all of my vintage figures. So I do have the complete run. So there they all are there. And then we've got another shelf of them here. Of course, some of them are in that as well, but there they all are. And then more modern figures on this shelf. This is my Mandalorian shelf. So you've got Death Troopers, Stormtroopers, Moff Gideon, you've got the Dark Trooper, then you've got all of the sort of heroes over that side. Troop transport at the back. And then the Rogue One shelf there. So we have the Shore Troopers, more Stormtroopers. We've got Sand Troopers, which were customized for me by Daniel Chart. Thank you so much. We've got the Commander there driving, well, or the driver and the Commander. A few other figures. And then another custom by Daniel Chart as well. This is the Trash Compactor. That's awesome. You can see Chewie there banging on the door. Just need the layer to go in there still. So come on, Hasbro. We need that still desperately. Alright then, so then above the door on this first shelf, we have all of my mint on card Bosks. So we've got 32 backs, 41 backs. We've got loads of different ones. We've got the Tri logo there. We've got a Palatoy. And I've actually got two more just come back from the graders. We've got the 47 back. And we've got another Palatoy there, Jedi with a Tri logo bubble. So again, these are ready to go up, but as you can see, I don't really have any space. So, I mean, I do have these three here, which I could put elsewhere, but it's difficult to fit it all in. That's a Palatoy AT-AT driver, which is awesome. And then on this side, I've got my sort of rarer TVC. We've got the miscard there of the upside down clone trooper. And then we've got the miscard there of the off-world Jawa and, was that 5s? Can't really remember. We have the Canadian Yoda. We have the two from the Razor Crest, and then we've got some other ones there, which are, they're all graded. I tend to grade vintage collection figures that are packed in with like play sets and vehicles, like this guy here, like Merrick, things like that. And then moving down, we've got my Mandalorian figures, which we've had so many more of now, which I'm never going to fit them in. So once again, a new collection room is needed. We've got the two mini cards there, and there's the Bossk Retro Collection. Now in the new collection room, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be putting figures on the wall like I have here. Here's all the Clone Wars ones. I might go for acrylic and have them on like mini little shelves sort of thing, and just display the ones that I want rather than try and get them all on here. I mean, I haven't got them all on here anyway. There's just far too many. There's all the Rogue Ones, and there's a couple of Attack of the Clones ones behind there. And then this is the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi walls. You've got all of the Empire Strikes Back ones going along here. And then we go on to Jedi, which again, I just haven't got the space to put them all on. You can see the new speeder bike guy there. We've got the new Vader somewhere. I managed to get him on the wall. I had to move a few things around. And then we've got some clones at the bottom there and some other figures from Revenge of the Sith. and things like that. There is the Millennium Falcon. There's my dehumidifier, and there's the Bossk mask. That's awesome. And this is my desk where I do all of my YouTube videos and my live streams and things like that. Still a few things on the desk here. And like any collection room, we've got a bunch of like boxes and stuff underneath. You know, those three there are full of loose figures in baggies. We've got some spare star cases down there, and then a bag full of stuff, some poster tubes, all ready to go up in the new collection room. But yeah, I do apologise about the light, as I say. Often you get a bit of glare, but hopefully it's not too bad. You know, those Bosks are awesome. So I think I've got 11 with the 2 that are on my desk. A lot of them are graded. So, you know, I think that got an 85. My 32 back is an 85. So I've done pretty well over the last few years collecting the Bosks. On the back of the door, we've got some pretty random stuff. We've got my Bossk Bounty neon sign that I had made. We have some like custom Bosks that was done by Delicious Again Peter, sort of Beastie Boys Bossk mashup, which I thought was cool. Another one there, and then we have the Gentle Giant Bossk there on the back of the door. This bag is from when I went to New York Toy Fair, and we've got a calendar there as well. So there we have it for the collection room. It is quite a small collection room at the moment. My new one should be 3 times as big. So I'm going to have 3 times as much space to, you know, display things. And a lot of my stuff is boxed away still. You know, I've got vintage collection vehicles. I've got vintage vehicles. I want to create some dioramas and things like that. I really want to make more of the barge. And obviously when we've got the playset coming for the Jabba's throne room, we've got the potential of the Ghost coming out for the HasLab. You'll notice in here there is no Razor Crest, so I need to display my Razor Crest with all the figures and everything. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be doing this again with like figures all over the wall. I think I'm going to maybe change that up a little bit and do something else, but we'll have to wait and see anyway. Alright then guys, so thank you so much for watching. That has been my Star Wars collection room tour for 2023, the final room tour in this room. And hopefully the next time that I do an actual room tour will be in the new room, all set out, all decorated with everything exactly how I want it. Until then, follow the series on my channel of the build. So I'm documenting the build. At the moment the dormers are up, you know, and obviously it's going to be decorated, and then we'll be doing the furniture and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a good thing to follow along if you're interested. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Really do appreciate your support as always. So thank you so much. And we shall see you on the next one.